Okay, so as you'll see, we've got quite a bit done. Bottom layer in part 1 and part 2. So far we've done the bottom of the middle layer, the upper part of the middle layer, and there's just one more part of part 2 to do, and that is that we just want to do just the pentagons, just the part that dips into the hexagon faces that we've already solved. Okay, so we only want to do this part, and we don't want to do anything above the bottom part of these pentagons. Okay, so we're going to do all the hexagons and the tops of the pentagons in one in the next step. Okay, so but let's just go around and fix these ones up in this step. Now, some of these corners might be correct, but you're going to have to ignore that because we haven't put the corners in yet. We just want to put the middle edges in for these. So this one's already done for us, so that's great. And that one's already done. Wow, look at that. That one's done. That one's done. So I think we'll only have one that's not done. And let's see, I'm looking for dark green and orange here somewhere. And there, yeah, there it is. Okay, and because I don't care about any of these other pieces, I'm just going to turn it. There you go. So the next step then is just to fill in these slots on the pentagons all the way around, and then we are done with part 2, and we're done with the longest part of the solve. Okay, so let's get going. So I see this corner here goes right there, so let's start there. So what I'm going to need is a yellow and a dark green, and these are going to get let's see, there's not a whole lot of place to look now. So there's a yellow, no, it's a yellow and a sort of a yellow and a dark green checker. There it is. Okay, now let's be careful. All of these pentagons are okay. We can turn them, no problem at all. You'll be using the top, the very top, now to for a lot of this, moving things around. So this is the corner, and this is the edge. So we can safely do that. And how did I do? Oh, look at that! It lined up quite nicely, perfect. So all I'm going to do now, because that's correct, I'm going to move this slot up to be along here. We want to preserve that. And now I'm going to move the completed edge and corner down so that they go into the slot. Okay, we don't care about this. So there. So now I need dark green and dark blue for the middle. There it is. And I need orange, dark blue, and green for my corner. And there it is right there. So what I'm going to do is put the edge up top here, and then and this one I do care about that. So what I'm going to do is just try and take just the corner off and put that back. There we go. Okay, so that's our corner, and let's see if I can. No, didn't work. So if I bring this up here, yeah, so all I have to do, now remember, all I have are hexagons here, so it does get a little more complicated, but this is okay, because I don't care about any of these hexagons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to two-turn this to get it out of the way. 1, 2, and then turn the pentagon, and then turn it back. There. Okay, so I've joined those. And it's, I think, a little easier to move these pentagon edges around. So I'm going to fill in this slot. So I'm just going to put the edge along here, filled the slot, moved it, and I don't have to worry about undoing a setup move. So you see, I've got this part, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to fill in these slots as well, and work my way around that way. Okay, we're almost done this this part of the solve. Okay, so cream and blue. Okay, so blue and dark blue and green. Okay, there it is, right there. Okay, so that's my corner right there, and the I need a blue and a sort of a lime, a sort of a mid-green, dark blue and mid-green checkers, and there it is right there. Okay, so there it is. What did I do? I don't know how I did this, but the piece I'm looking for, I just kind of put it on this face. I didn't intend to. Let's see now. So yes, so I have to hide this and just move it over to here. Yeah, I don't know. I goofed up, but it worked out anyway. So I'm just gonna move the slot up here. Whoa. Yeah, if you're still watching, do you notice that I haven't done any algorithms so far? No algorithms so far, all strategy. So we have lime green. Okay, this is the corner right here, and I see that that's the edge. I'm just going to move everything up to the top here. Okay, now I do want to keep that. Okay, so I don't want to lose that this edge right here. Okay, so the two pieces that we're putting together, that's the edge, and that is the corner. So I just need to put the edge right there. So I will turn this. Anything surrounding the top pentagon, all of the immediately adjacent faces are fair game, and they will be until the third step of our solve. And sorry, there we go. Okay, so that's assembled, and because we're assembling on a pentagon, putting it in the slot is going to be quite straightforward. So there's the slot right there, and let's see now. I'm going to put it up, down, and back. Done. All right. So purple and gray. I hope that let's see, purple, gray, and baby blue. Yeah, I hope you see that. You know how restful and kind of calming and kind of just relaxing, just sitting and solving this thing would be. You know, once you get a rhythm going, you just sort of lose everything in your concentration, and just a great way to unwind at the end of the day. So purple and dark gray. Let's see, purple and dark gray. There it is. And okay, and that's the one that we want. So all right, purple on the bottom, so this one has to go over here. So I'm going to turn this, double turn it, and line those two up. And we're filling in that slot right there. We can turn this up. And I don't have to worry about that. Okay. And we'll fill in this part here. So, dark gray, yellow, and baby blue. There it is. Okay, so we're filling in this slot here. Dark gray, baby blue, and yellow. Or sorry, checkered gray. There's the corner there, and the edge is going to be gray and yellow. Oh, there it is. So, how does it work? Well, I just actually it goes. Okay, I have to go here, so I'm going to have to turn this one. Okay, and they're hooked up. And this up here. It goes much faster as you get up here. So lime green, yellow, and dark blue. Okay, so there's my there's the one piece, and yellow and dark blue. There's the other one right there. Okay. So now the reason I know I can do that without checking that if it's a piece that we're working with is I know because it's adjacent to the top pentagon, it's fair game. It will be until we get to stage 3. Okay. And that one's in. Now this is the correct piece here, but unfortunately we are missing the edge, which is right there. So all I can do here is just move it up, and you know, I'm gonna see if I can line these up. It might just work out how to work. Nope, didn't quite work out, so that's fine. I'm just gonna separate them because it'll be easier. Okay, now I'm just going to leave this here. You can put it back if you want. Actually, I'll put it back. Usually I just leave it, but you know, you don't want to get confused with it. Okay, so there's my blue and gray, and it goes there. So I just have to turn this down to get it out of get the corner out of the way, and there you go. So it's created. Okay, so it's not that different from solving a Megaminx, except for the piece building, but otherwise it just sort of reminds me of building a Megaminx. Okay, for some reason I must have knocked this one out, so yeah, so we need a red and an orange here. Yeah, I really must have knocked that one. Knock that one out. So there you go. Okay, and that happens from time to time. All right. So gray. So we need orange, and gray. Oh, that's going to be kind of cool. Orange, and gray. There's not too many places where it can hide. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I made a mistake then. It's actually it's orange, gray, and red. That would explain why I couldn't find it. There it is, orange, gray, and red. Yeah, sort of helps that I'm looking for a piece that exists, right? And so now I need red and gray right there. And let's see now. Red and gray. There it is. Okay. So now we have the pieces, and so I'm going to turn this one out of the way. They're joined up. And what I will do, because we're getting really close to the top here, I'm just going to turn it up. That's the edge that we're looking for. That's correct. And there we are. Okay, so this is the correct edge there, but it's not going to help us because I have to take it out to join it with the corner, which is orange, yellow, and red. Orange, yellow, and red right there. So I'm just going to turn this piece out, and I can turn this back. So that's the slot we're filling. There's the yellow and red, and there's the piece that we're trying to connect it with. So let's see, what can I do here? Yellow and red. There it is right there. Sort of escaped me because it seems to be joined with it's sort of a false piece there that it doesn't. I mean, that's another corner. Ugh. Okay, so we're joining this one and this one together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to double turn this, move it over, and as you see, it is a whole edge. But that doesn't really doesn't really help us because we're eventually going to have to take that out. Okay, you know what, I think we got one more. This one's kind of gotten a little messed up, but that's okay. It's back, and that does happen in the final stage. Things get kind of crumpled a little bit as you're working on it. Yellow, orange, and dark green. I think this is the last one. So dark green is what I'm looking for. Okay, there it is. Yellow, orange. Oh, look, it's all put together for us. So who knows? Maybe we already did this one. Yeah, you can check on the tape, see if we did. In any case, that was pretty easy. Didn't have to do anything. So now, if we go around here, that's the end of stage 2 or step 2, and you'll see we have basically the bottom 2/3 of the puzzle done. This is really, really important. This is your final pentagon, and these are 5 hexagons that surround your final pentagon. Okay, those have to be done, as do the tops of the pentagons that are left in the 3rd stage, the ones that haven't been done. But if you do all the hexagons, I hope that you'll see that that will by necessity solve the final pentagons. Okay, the 3rd step is fairly short, but it's kind of fun because we change things up, use a slightly different strategy, and this is the fun part, we actually use one algorithm and a bit of strategy to get everything sorted out here. So we're back with the Tuttminx tutorial, the 3rd step. There are 4 steps. The 4th one is a very short step for the very last pentagon. So the 3rd step, we're going to change things a bit here and actually introduce an algorithm. So what our goal is now is to fill in, is to complete these last 5 hexagons. Now this next step I'm going to show you, this next little piece is extremely important because it will be almost, well, it'll be heartbreaking to try and fix it if you skip this step. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that we have all of the all of the hexagon edges, no, not that one, all of the hexagon to hexagon edges in place and in the right orientation. Okay, this is really important, and this is where you might find some that are upside down, and it can be a little bit nerve-wracking to get them fixed, but I'll walk you through it. Okay, so here we go. We have green and gray, and so I want to put the green and gray edge for this right here. As a matter of fact, I want to put all of the bottom edges in place. Okay, so here's the green and gray over here, and I'm going to turn it. And remember, I don't care at all about any of these right now. So now I'm going to put that one in place. Now I don't care about these edges. Those are very easy to put in, but these hexagonal to hexagonal edges are the ones that cause the most problems. So now I'm just going to go around. Now notice, well, this one is might be okay, but what I want to do here is put the white yellow in place. If I can find it, the white yellow. Okay, so there's the white yellow. Now I'm going to move this this green face, but it's okay. I will then move it back. Okay, because I've already set up the bottom there. Okay, so that one's done. That one's done. And now the red blue. Now this red blue is upside down, and this is where things are kind of challenging. So the way to flip an edge is to orbit it all the way around the top of the puzzle, and there's no easy way to do this. I have an algorithm, but honestly the algorithm is very long, and it's just as easy to say, all right, I'm going to turn it like this, and ultimately what I want to do is catch it when it comes around the other side. So turn, 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 and you notice that now it's correct, right? So now go ahead and line that up, and now look at this. Okay, this one got messed up, that one got messed up. Okay, and in other words, put back any others that got messed up when you did your turn. Okay, did that work? Great. Now we have brown and purple. And I see here, you'll see that we have the same problem, basically. I'm just going to show you because I didn't really need to bring it here, but this one's flipped upside down. So what's the strategy? You're going to spin it around. You're going to go up, you're going to go turn, 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 turn. Now, I hope that maybe you can see that the reason you're doing this now is because when you get everything filled in, this is going to be very destructive if you have to do this. So this is correct, but remember, you have to go back and fix all of the centers that you moved. And it's just a matter of unturning them all. I don't actually turn the whole puzzle when I'm doing it. I just go ahead and undo all my turns. Well, that's great. So now we have all the bottoms done. And now what we're going to do is fill in the middles. We might also have some in the middle where we have to go around and turn. And you know what? It's just the nature of the puzzle. Okay, so I can already see, you see this one here? This is the white green, and if I was to turn this way, you see the green is going to be on the white. In other words, it's going to be backwards. So you know what? I'm not even going to bother. I'm just going to go ahead and turn it. Turn, turn, and now the green matches up. Okay, but the problem is that it's on the wrong side here. So before I turn it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this side of the green to receive the piece, and then turn everything back. So now this is correct. Now remember, I turned this in order to, I turned this face in order to flip that piece, so we have to put it back. And I turned this face, and I didn't have to turn that face. So this is the game, basically. What you're going to do is you're going to fill in all of the big edges for each of the pentagons. You're going to fill in all the big hexagon to hexagon edges as you go around. And what I recommend you do is systematically do all the bottoms and then do both sides of one of them first. And that way, if you have to flip a piece, it's not quite such a big ordeal. Okay, so the next one will be white and red. And there's the white and red. And I think, oh my, this isn't going to work out either. Okay. You know, you could go ahead, since the white and red is going to have to be flipped. You can just go ahead. That's where it ends up. And turn. Oops. Sorry about that. Turn. 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 And now that's correct. And unfortunately, this one didn't quite work out for us. Because you see, this piece ended up on the wrong side, but that's easy enough to fix. What you do is you fix this piece, you turn the proper slot, and now you can go back. Okay, so this is correct. Okay, so that's correct, and yeah, so that's correct. Okay, so the next one's going to be red and brown, and there's red and brown, and that's actually correct, isn't it? But the problem is that that it's on the wrong side of the brown. It has to go here, but if I turn this over, it'll wreck this, and I don't have any extra faces over here to receive it. So we're going to have to basically is hide this by using one of the faces on this pink that we don't need. Well, that one obviously. So I'm just gonna so now I've hidden this, and we care about those two, but we don't care about that. And now this is where we want to put the edge piece. So I'm going to turn this over and oops, and move this back. Now this is correct, and now this can go back here, and that's correct. And now I'm going to put the put everything back. Okay, and you see what's happened here is something that kind of sucks. Now what's happened is that everything's right except those two pieces are flipped. Well, you know what? The way this works is you have to do the same thing. You have to basically do the turn, turn, turn. Okay? But this piece is going to end up, let's see now. Yeah, so we have to flip both of those, and there's no real easy way to do it. We're just going to go around again. So it's turn, 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 but now we want to move this over here to accept the correct piece, turn it back, and that's the piece that we want to also turn the other way. So now I'm going to do a turn back and I'm going to just basically turn everything back. Okay, so what happened there? Well, everything is correct except this piece is still a little bit messed up. So let's see what we have. This goes there. This pink and brown actually goes someplace else. That goes over here. So basically we're going to have to use just a little bit of strategizing to get all this to work. This is correct, and we want to hide that, right? So, and this is the piece that we want to go over there. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to turn this, and so this piece will go down, right? I'm going to turn this, so now this is correct. And when I go back, then everything's worked out. See that? You know, I can't really give you an algorithm for that, but basically it amounts to a 3 cycle. If you end up with 3 pieces that are wrong, just take a look at them and sort of follow what I just did there in the video. The bottom line is that you end up with all of the big edge pieces correct in these last 5 hexagons. Okay, so that's the most important step. Double and triple check that they're all correct at this stage, because if you have a couple that are flipped, actually they would be flipped in pairs at the, you wouldn't just have one. If you have some that are flipped, then you won't be able to at the end it'll just undo all your work. Now if you do have one that's flipped, or if you have 2 that are flipped that you just can't get them to sort out, what you should do is just check around the puzzle for another hexagon to hexagon edge that's flipped. And that's especially if you have 2 contrasting colors somewhere else around the puzzle, because if you get one of these edges flipped, you'll end up with an unsolvable condition up here, and that's the indication that you'll end up with flipped edges that you just can't fix. Okay, so that was the hardest part of this whole puzzle. I assure you that was it. The next step looks incredibly hard, but it's actually quite easy. What we're going to do is fill in these hexagon to pentagon edges, and that's just fun. There's nothing else to say about it. The strategy here is that we're going to use the top layer to kind of hold the edges that we're looking for, okay, and to transfer them, okay. And so you're going to look at the top, and presumably you're going to have at least one edge that's one hexagon to pentagon edge that doesn't belong. It's not part of the top layer. But if not, then just go ahead and turn up a hexagon to pentagon edge and put it in the top layer. You can go ahead and put that. Now, as long as you do what I just did, which is you turn it up, you then turn the top layer and then turn the hexagon face down, you're not going to mess up any of the hexagon to hexagon edges, which is what you want to do. Okay, so now you're going to look around your top pentagon, and you're going to find an edge and that belongs in one of the hexagons, and you will don't line it up over the face where it belongs. Put it off to the side. It belongs right here. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the slot and turn it to the top, and then you'll turn and you'll line it up and you'll put it back down. This is very similar to forming your bottom cross on, say, a 2x2 or something. So there, that one's in. Okay, now just take a look at the top here. So this is lime green and red. So this is a red, there's a lime green, so it belongs right there. So just go ahead and turn this up. All right, I did something I don't like to do. I went around the wrong way. Don't mean to confuse anybody, but there you go. It's now that's correct. So those two are correct. And let's take a look. So we have green and white. So we can go over here again, and this is the green and white hexagon. It's lined up, and there you go. And so now both of those are done. Both of those are done. So we're starting to get down to the end here. So I have blue and green, dark green. So there it is. There's the blue. Remember, you don't want it right over the edge here. You want it off to the side so that when I turn it up, I can rotate the edge in. Sorry, it puzzle probably just needs to be sorted out a little bit here. Just kind of straightened out. What happens as you solve it, everything gets just a little misaligned. Normally when I have it right in front of me, I just square it up every once in a while, but I'm holding it at arm's length here for the sake of cinematography. Let's see, I have a gray and a brown. Well, there's the brown, and there's the gray right there. Okay, and this should just eventually work out. Eventually you should have the edges, all the yellow edges, and then if you go around, these should all still be correct, and then all of your hexagon and pentagon should be correct. Now, it happened to work out here that this is wrong. Even though all the yellows are up there, I'm just going to swap a yellow in, and it doesn't really matter which one I swap in there. But now I have this pink one, and we'll go on. So this pink one, I have to move it off to the side here. Yeah, so just, and that's just the way you do it, right? So here's the white. Oops, yeah, white. Oh, white and yellow. I was getting carried away with myself there. Okay, there's the one there. Okay, so that one's lined up. And I have brown and green here. Okay, oops, sorry, it's all coming loose here. Okay, double, triple check, everything's good. Make sure that the big triangles that you put in earlier are correct as well, that you didn't accidentally turn something, because this would be the time to fix it rather than later. Just double, triple check this. This is all correct. Okay, okay, that's it. So that was the first part of stage 3. And the second part of stage 3 is the first algorithm, and probably one of the most useful algorithms that you're going to see here. Okay, so the algorithm that I have here, and I want to give credit for this because I saw it in a video by Raylei 0411. So that's Raylei 0411. And he didn't really say anything in his video. He just showed this really wonderful algorithm. And it's a 3-cycle of corners from one pentagon to the other. Very easy to remember and very, very useful. And this is the strategy that I've settled on to fill in all the rest of the pentagon corners. Now, it's actually not that much, as you can see. There's just a few of them, and you're going to use the yellow, the top final pentagon you've decided on, whatever color. Mine's yellow. You're going to use that to kind of stage and to store the corners and to swap them in. Now, what the algorithm does in its simplest form is it swaps if you have a pentagon up here, it swaps this corner with this corner down here, takes this corner and sticks it over there, and then this one moves forward one spot. Okay, well, that wouldn't seem to be all that useful, but it really is. It is incredibly useful. And what I'll do now is I will go around and I will show you how useful that is. So keeping in mind that all we care about for the final layer, for the final pentagon, is just to get everything that's supposed to be here up here, and then we'll use our Megaminx techniques to fix this. So we're going to use this as our kind of our staging area here. So let's take a look here, and this will be a good one to use. So I have a red and white and green corner, and that belongs right there. See, red, white, and green. So the algorithm then will replace this and this, but it works on this bottom part of the pentagon. So we have to do a setup move, and that's where we're going to go with this piece. But that was a setup move. So there you go. It was there, and now it's going to go down here. And I think that you'll realize that it's very easy to undo these setup moves at the end of it. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this corner down to here. This corner will go there, and then this corner will go here. Well, we don't care too much about that. Maybe in the last layer or the last couple we care. So anyway, here's the algorithm. Now I'm going to call this F. I'm going to call that U. I call this MF for mid-face. Okay, so we're back and we're talking about an algorithm that will 3-cycle 3 pentagon corners, and it's very, very easy to use. I found it very easy to memorize. Now we're going to call this U for the up, F for the front, and MF for mid front. Okay, because it's right in the middle, and those are the only 3 faces we're going to manipulate here. Now we want to, for the purposes of demonstrating, I'm going to want to put this corner where it belongs, right here. But this algorithm changes this corner and this bottom corner of a pentagon. So I'm going to turn this down. It's a setup move, but you'll see how easy that is to sort out. Now I strongly recommend you memorize this, because you'll be using it quite a bit. And it's a relatively short algorithm. So it's F2 prime, F2 meaning 1, 2, and of course they're all going to be 2, counterclockwise. MF2 prime, so 1, 2. F2, 1, 2. U, F2 prime, 1, 2, MF 2, 1, 2, F2, 1, 2, and then U prime, which is really kind of optional. Well, let's see. This piece moved into here. This piece moved down to there, and the piece that was there moved there. And now let's take a look at, remember our setup move? Well, see that? Very easy to remember what the setup move was, right? And look at that, that piece is in place. Okay, we're just going to do that algorithm all the way around this puzzle. We can move the top face wherever we want. As a matter of fact, this piece belongs right there, so let's just go ahead and do our setup move, and we're going to put that piece right there. Okay, so remember what it is. It's F2 prime, MF2 prime, F2, U, F2 prime, MF2, F2, and an optional U prime. We put that piece in place, and if you just look at this, you can see how to undo the setup move, right? That's why you did the bottom layers in step 2, so that when you're doing step 3 here, the setup moves are very easy to do. Well, it would be really nice to finish this off, and as you see, that piece, no, actually that piece doesn't go there, so unfortunately I can't quite do it, but I see this piece right here will work that piece right there. Okay, so now remember that it'll only work on the bottom part of the pentagon. So this is where we want to put this piece. So I'm just going to move it right down there. So it's F2 prime, MF2 prime, F2, U, F2 prime, MF2, F2, U prime, and then we undo our setup move. Nice, eh? So we're just going to keep going around here, and basically whenever pieces show up on top, you know, we'll just take them as they come. Now it could happen that you end up with all your yellows on the top, and there are still pieces that need to be swapped around corners, and in which case you just swap a yellow for one of the corners, and just like you would do, you know, if you needed to get an edge out of place or something. Okay. So, let's see now. I see some pink and brown here. So, let's see, pink. So, pink and brown and gray. So, that piece right there. So, that's the piece we're going to replace. So, how does it go? F2 prime, MF2 prime, F2, U, F2 prime, MF2, F2, and optional U prime. And the reason I'm having a little problem manipulating puzzles, I'm holding it at arm's length. And now you're going to undo the setup move. Okay, and there's the piece that you put in there. Okay, and I see another opportunity to fix this, work on the same pentagon right there. So I'm just going to put this piece right down in the reception position for this algorithm. There's the insertion position, and let's go. It's F2 prime, MF2 prime, F2, U, F2 prime, MF2, F2, and optional U prime. And we can undo the setup move. Okay. Well, this is really nice because this purple, brown, and gray fits right in there. So let's just go ahead and do that. Just don't forget to do your setup move or you'll stop the wrong part. You'll swap out the wrong part. Right, so it's F2 prime, MF2 prime, F2, U, F2 prime, MF2, F2, U prime. Undo your setup move. We have the whole pentagon finished. Alright, so there's a blue and gray and green, so that would go right there. So remember that the reception position for this algorithm is right in the bottom, kind of in the bottom left. And there's the piece we're going to put in. So F2 prime, MF2 prime, F2, U, F2 prime, MF2, F2, and an optional U, and undo the setup move. Yeah, I'm trying to do this without obscuring the faces, and it's causing a little bit of difficulty for me manipulating the puzzle. Alright, well, getting there. So I have a white and a yellow, which should, I guess, go right there. White, yellow, and red. So, so that's the spot. So we have to turn it into the right position. And F2 prime, MF2 prime, F2, U, F2 prime, MF2, F2, U prime. Undo the setup move. Very relaxing, and if you know the algorithm off by heart, pretty pretty easy to do. So this piece goes right there. So let me just kind of get one more in here. So F2 prime, MF2 prime, F2, U, F2 prime, MF2, F2, U prime, undo the setup move. So I have red and white and green as a result of that last one. Now I suppose if you worked really hard at it, you could probably get your corners put in correctly and all that in your top layer, but you know, I do that as a separate step. So if you want to work on that, that would be perfectly fine. So this piece goes right there, so I'm going to go and do that. Not going to go too far because I see a piece that we're going to do. And okay, that guy's done. Let's see, we have that one. As I say, if you have a situation where they're all yellow, but there's still a few, just swap out one of the yellows. It doesn't really matter which one. Okay, the biggest mistake here might be messing up the algorithm, but then you just have a little bit of face to repair, or maybe forgetting to do the setup move. But that's easy to undo. So that one's done. Okay, this one goes right there. Okay, and it looks like we might have just a couple left to go. So now let me just be a little bit, no, I think this is fine. So this piece goes right there. And one more piece to do, it should be that one. I think that's correct. Okay. So if we look around, everything is done except for the very top pentagon, and that is next, and that is step 4, and then we'll be done. So we're back. We have finished the Tuttminx all except for one thing, and this is step 4, and that is the last pentagon phase. And what we're going to do with this is use some Megaminx algorithms and just modified a little bit for the Tuttminx. So the algorithm I want to use is the one that cycles 3 of the edges, and there's actually a couple of different ones that you could use, but it's probably easiest just to use the 2 of them. So what I want you to do is just move things around until 2 of them line up. Now they can either be adjacent or they can be kind of opposite each other, just like you do on a Megaminx. So now we have these 2 that are correct, okay? And so what I want you to do is put one of them on the bottom and the other one off to the left. So the pentagon, the flat part of the pentagon, is facing you. And now take a look at the 3 that are wrong and decide which direction do they rotate in. This is exactly what you do on a Megaminx. This goes there, that has to go there, and that goes there. So that means that you want to go clockwise. Okay, so you're going to use the clockwise algorithm. It's very similar to the Megaminx, but it's been adjusted just a little bit for the Tuttminx. And I will put this algorithm in the comment section or the notes section of the tutorial, along with the other 2 algorithms or the other algorithm you would use similar to the Megaminx. Okay, so this is going to be your R, and this is your U. Now I will warn you that it does take out one of your corners, but this particular algorithm, it's not clean, but it works anyway. Okay, so we're going clockwise. So it's R2, which is 1, 2, U2, 1, 2, R2 prime, 1, 2, U prime, so just a single, R2, U prime, and R2 prime. Okay, and so you see that all of our edges are correct, and indeed it took out one of our corners. So we're just going to have to fix that, and we will fix that using the algorithm that we're very familiar with, which is F2 prime, MF2 prime, F2, U, F2 prime, MF2, F2, and U prime. Okay, so we fixed the one corner, and it, as you see, it didn't hurt our edges. So the last thing to do is to permute the corners. They're already oriented, and that always happens. You're never going to have them misoriented. But unfortunately, we can't use that wonderful Megaminx algorithm that allows us to permute the edges. So what we can do, though, is use the algorithm we've been using to move corners around, and we can use that to put the corners in their proper place. Okay, so to do that, we're going to just pick one corner, and we'll pick that one, and that'll be kind of our working corner, just like you would do on in the normal permutation of things. Now keep in mind that the way this works is this one goes down there, and then this one goes up there. Okay, so keep that in mind, because this one we actually want it to go over there. So I think we're going to have to do this algorithm twice to get the first corner that we want into place. So let's just go ahead and do our corner 3 cycle, and let's get started. Okay, so now we have that that corner now belongs there, but keep in mind that when when we move this one down here, this one will go there and that one will go there, which is kind of too bad because that's where we want this one here. But don't worry, I'll show you how that works. So I'm going to do the same thing one more time. It's not without changing anything, and this corner is going to go where it belongs. Okay, so you see what we did then. We put this one in correct, and now this one has to go into place. So this is the red and the white, and so that's going to go right here. So remember that it always puts this back here and then brings that one down. So this is the setup that we want in order to put this in its proper place. So let's try this. Okay, so let's see. So we get that one correct. All right, well, we just have 3 pieces to go, so let's see if we can make this all work out. It should actually be able to work out, and indeed, so we have the brown and the pink. So that one, we actually want that one to go there, but I can't do that, right? So, but that's okay. If I put this one will go there, that one will go there, this one will go down here. So if I do a 3 cycle twice, these pieces will actually cycle in to their proper positions. So we're left with just 3 pieces, this one, and this one. So we know that they have to be able to be cycled into position. And indeed, if I had a reverse of this, I could cycle this one here, that one there, and then that one down there, and it would be correct. But we don't have a reverse 3 cycle. You know, it's just not worth it. We only use this algorithm maybe 5 times at the very end. So let's just do this cycle twice. The first time this will go here, that'll go there, and this will go here. And then the second time, the piece that was here will go in its proper place. Okay, this piece, which will be there now, will go in its proper place, and everything will be where it belongs. So we'll just do the algorithm twice without changing anything, and we'll be done. Watch this. That was once, and now we're going to do it again, and everything's just going to work out. Okay, so we've done it all, and now if you take a look at this, we finished the top layer, and that was step 4. And that is it. The Tuttminx is solved. You know, there's a lot to it, but I hope that I've shown you that the strategies are very accessible. It just takes a little bit of practice and a little bit of work, and you know what it takes? It takes scrambling up your Tuttminx and just sitting there and trying to solve it, okay? So if you've sat through this entire tutorial, or if you just skipped through to the end to see what the end looks like, I just hope that you got something out of it. If you have any questions or comments, if there's something that I missed, that I didn't explain well, please feel free to ask. If you have a situation on your Tuttminx that I didn't cover, please feel free to ask a question about it. In fact, it would be best if you did a video response comment so you could show me what the situation is, and I'll try to help you out. Okay, so that's it for the Tuttminx tutorial, and thanks for watching.